Football fans, what on earth has happened to Liverpool this season? The Reds have been shocking this season. They've just suffered an embarrassing 3-0 loss to Brighton and sit in 9th place at the time of recording. Even if you're loving their downfall, you've got to admit that they'll probably end up turning it around. And we think there'll be one man to pull them back from mid-table mediocrity. Join us today to find out why Darwin Nunez could save Liverpool's season. And stick around until the end to learn more about Klopp's new secret weapon. When Nunez joined last June, social media exploded. Liverpool fans were buzzing, and rightfully so. The Uruguayan joined for a club record £85 million after scoring 34 goals for Benfica the season beforehand. He was built to be the future of the club on a 6-year deal, and Twitter was full of Scousers bigging him up. They said he would be Haaland's main rival in the Golden Boot race. Could they have been any more wrong? Haaland has feasted so far with 21 goals this season. Nunez, on the other hand, he's only scored 5, and Liverpool are lacking when it comes to goals overall. They've only netted 34 times in the Premier League this season, 12 less than top scorers Manchester City. It's one of the big reasons as to why they're losing games. Teams are just constantly outscoring them, and they've already lost 6 games so far this year. In comparison, they only lost 2 in the entirety of the last season. Their downfall has been crazy and very fun for any football fans who don't support Liverpool. But in all seriousness, the Reds are crying out for a goal scorer. They might just be in luck though. Even if he hasn't kicked on just yet, we think Nunez is about to explode into form. Let's find out why. Intensive training. Things went from bad to worse for Nunez at the World Cup. He suffered an ankle injury in pre-tournament training, which forced him to leave the camp to receive treatment. It was an early scare for Liverpool fans, but the striker managed to rejoin his teammates just days later. He managed to go the rest of the competition injury-free, but Uruguay were disappointing. They were knocked out in the group stage, despite being dark horses and unpopular picks to go far in the tournament. It was a blow for their frontman Nunez, as they went out home early in his first World Cup appearance. But that didn't stop the striker. Just 10 days later, Nunez reunited with his Liverpool squad. That was way earlier than most of his teammates who were on international duty. He flew from Qatar back to Uruguay for some time at home, but then flew back out to Dubai to link up with Klopp for their intensive heat training sessions. It was admirable from Nunez, since he could have taken another week off if he wanted it, but he went straight back into it, showing both his manager and the rest of the world that he's dedicated to turning his form around in the second half of the season. The striker trained with his team, but was also spotted on social media improving his physicality and lifting weights alone at the NAS complex in Dubai. This additional effort impressed his teammates, with Andy Robertson being particularly happy with his development. The Scottish fullback said, "Darwin is quick, he's powerful, he's got an eye for goal and nobody can argue that. He already has been a big player for us, and I'm sure he will be in the second part of the season too." He must have caught Klopp's eye too, since the gaffer gave him a full 90 minutes in their first game back against Manchester City. Nunez will want all the extra work to pay off, and he's surely going to want to avenge that Qatar disappointment with a hatful of goals in the Premier League. And speaking of his national team, club legend friendship. Nunez isn't the first Uruguayan striker to turn up at Anfield with big expectations. We're of course talking about his national teammate, Luis Suarez. When he wasn't biting people, he was one of the best strikers that the Premier League had ever seen. Suarez was tough, relentless, and never shied away from a fight. It means that Nunez has huge boots to fill if he wants to have the same impact as his fellow countrymen. But luckily the two have a very close friendship. Nunez has long been touted as the one who will replace Suarez when he eventually retires from international football. So the veteran has taken the new Liverpool striker under his wing and has tried to teach him everything he knows, especially when it comes to scoring for free in a red shirt. The pair can often be spotted in international training, laughing and joking together. But when the whistle goes, the two turn professional and are a lethal strike force to anyone unlucky enough to face them. Nunez has been very public in his admiration for Suarez, and it seems the bromance goes both ways, as his elder has often praised him in press conferences. Speaking to the media in Uruguay, Suarez said, "I speak with him regularly. I want to help him, for him to learn from my mistakes. He has exploded like I knew he would, and I am sure there will be many goals and trophies for him there." Nunez still has a lot to learn from his countrymen, and it will take time for him to reach the heights that Suarez did in the English top flight. But if we're completely honest about his performances in the Premier League, he hasn't even been that bad. Okay, don't rush to the comment section just yet. Obviously, Nunez has had some shocking misses in the Premier League, and we're not denying that. But if you look at his other attacking stats and compare those to other strikers in the English top flight, he really stands out as one of the most prolific. He's in the top 2% of forwards for total shots per 90 and touches in the penalty box per game too. The only thing he's doing wrong is not getting it in the net. Nunez just hasn't adjusted to the pressure of the Premier League yet. We can't argue that he has absolutely no composure in front of goal, and that's exactly where he's going wrong. But if he can knuckle down and get those freak misses out of his system, he'll genuinely be one of the most efficient strikers in the Premier League. It's mind-boggling from a statistical standpoint that he hasn't scored 20 yet, let alone 10. The secret weapon. We promised you that Klopp will have an ace up his sleeve, and it comes in the form of Cody Gakpo. Liverpool's new Dutch winger has torn up the Eredivisie for PSV. In only 14 appearances, he scored 9 goals and provided 14 assists. Oh, and he scored 3 goals from just 3 shots at the World Cup. Every single shot he had in Qatar ended up going into the back of the net. How ridiculous is a 100% success rate? That's unheard of. Not only is he a goal-scoring machine, but he's also about to make Nunez a monster. Gakpo is a very creative player, and like we said before, he's already got a bucket full of assists so far this season. He made 99 shot-creating actions in the Eredivisie. Only 7 of those actions came from dribbles, and the rest came from passes in play or from dead balls. It shows how unselfish he is, and just how good he could be when it comes to crosses. The left winger loves to drift wide, and then cut inside on his dominant right foot. And from here, he puts dangerous lofted balls into the 6-yard box. These crosses are expertly placed and cut straight through defensive lines. He constantly did it for his strike partner Guus Til at PSV, and we've already seen how chaotic Nunez can be. He never stops running, he's forever pressing and gets in behind, and we're sure that Gakpo will always have someone on the end of his crosses. Gakpo is going to put them on a plate for the Uruguayan striker. It's just up to Nunez to be more composed and put them in the back of the net now, and if he can do that, he's surely going to be able to turn Liverpool's form around. Will Nunez turn it up a notch in the second half of the season? Let us know in the comments.